Tonight, try something unusual. Turn off every light in your home. Put your phone face down. Wait until your eyes adjust. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, your imagination quietly starts filling the darkness. A coat hanging on a chair doesn't look like a coat anymore. Every tiny creak sounds intentional. Your heartbeat suddenly feels louder than the room itself. You know you're safe. You know there isn't a predator hiding behind your couch. So why does part of your brain refuse to believe it? Why, after thousands of years of civilization, does darkness still have the power to make perfectly rational people feel vulnerable? The answer begins long before cities, long before houses, long before humans were ever the ones at the top of the food chain. Imagine you're standing in Africa nearly 2 million years ago. The sun is disappearing. The temperature is dropping, the birds have gone quiet, and that silence is the first warning. During the day, your ancestors could usually see danger coming, a moving shadow, a rustling bush, a predator crossing open ground.
But night changed the rules completely. The darkness didn't just hide the landscape, it hid everything that wanted to eat you. Most people picture early humans as fearless hunters, but for much of our history, we were also prey. Leopards dragged hominins into trees. Giant hyenas crushed bones powerful enough to crack open skulls. Huge snakes waited where vision failed. Fossil evidence even shows ancient big cats leaving tooth marks on early human remains, suggesting that humans were sometimes the hunted rather than the hunter. Suddenly, darkness wasn't just an inconvenience, it became uncertainty itself. And uncertainty has always been expensive, because if you guessed wrong only once, you didn't get another chance. At first, the obvious solution seems simple. Just stay awake. Except that creates a new problem. Sleep isn't optional. Your brain needs it to remember, heal, and function. Every night, your ancestors faced an impossible choice. Sleep or stay alert. They couldn't do both. So how do you survive when your greatest weakness arrives every 24 hours? This is where humans did something remarkable. Instead of changing the night, they changed themselves.
Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups like the Hadza in Tanzania discovered something fascinating. Entire camps almost never fall asleep at the same time. Someone is nearly always awake or only lightly sleeping, naturally creating a rotating watch without assigning guards. The pattern emerges on its own. It's as if the group becomes a single organism. While one person dreams, another listens. While another wakes briefly, someone else notices movement. No alarms, no schedules, just thousands of generations shaping behavior that quietly protects everyone. But even that wasn't enough, because listening only works if you know what to listen for. Think about how differently you experience sound in the dark. A branch snapping, leaves brushing together, something breathing. Your ears suddenly become far more important than your eyes. Neuroscientists have found that when vision becomes unreliable, the brain automatically shifts more attention towards sounds and touch. It isn't that your hearing suddenly improves. Your brain simply starts treating every signal as potentially important. That's why ordinary noises seem extraordinary after sunset. Your brain isn't trying to scare you, it's trying to keep you alive. Then humans made perhaps the biggest leap of all: fire. Most people think fire's greatest gift was warmth or cooking, but imagine what a campfire really meant. Light pushed back the darkness. Smoke discouraged many predators. Flames created a visible boundary between safety and everything outside it. For the first time, humans could extend the day, not by changing nature, but by creating their own miniature sunrise. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued that mastering fire reshaped human evolution itself, changing not only what we ate, but also how we gathered, socialized, and survived after sunset. Yet here's the strange part. Even after fire, even after walls, even after electricity, the fear never disappeared. Why? Because evolution doesn't erase useful instincts just because the world changes. It preserves them. Our brains were shaped over hundreds of thousands of years. Electric lighting has existed for barely a tiny fraction of that time. From evolution's perspective, cities are brand new.
Your apartment may be surrounded by locked doors, security cameras, and streetlights, but the oldest parts of your brain don't measure safety using Wi-Fi signals or police response times. They measure visibility, control, and uncertainty. Psychologists even describe a tendency called prepared learning. Humans learn certain fears, like snakes, spiders, heights, and darkness, far more easily than completely modern dangers. Children often show anxiety about the dark long before they understand what could realistically be hiding there. It's as if the brain arrives already carrying an old survival checklist. Darkness, proceed carefully. Of course, not every culture fears the night in exactly the same way. Experience matters.
People raised in environments with frequent nighttime activity often become far more comfortable after sunset. Fear can be reduced. But what's remarkable is how quickly it returns when visibility disappears. One blackout, one unfamiliar forest, one lonely trail, and millions of years quietly wake up again. Maybe that's why horror movies rarely show the monster immediately. The darkness does most of the work, because the human brain has always feared what it cannot inspect. The unknown has endless possibilities. Only one of them needs to be dangerous, and that tiny possibility has always been enough.
So the next time you switch off the lights and feel that strange hesitation before walking into a dark room, remember, you aren't reacting to your house. You're reacting to a world that existed long before houses ever did. The dark isn't frightening because we expect monsters to be waiting inside it. It's frightening because, for most of human history, sometimes there really was something waiting. And even though the predators are mostly gone, the brain that learned to survive them is still walking beside us every time the lights go out.